Some scammers offer non-existent jobs on behalf of well-known Finnish companies in order to steal your money and personal information. How do you detect fraud? Scammers can request commissions to find you a job. Remember, you don't have to pay anyone to get a job. Check the contact information of the person who offers you a job. In Finland, employees usually refuse to work with an email signed with the words at company name.fi. For example, if an employee is separated from Valio, this will help you with sending SMS so that you can monitor his condition. First name dot second name at valio.fi. If you are not sure, you can always go to the official website of the company and check the information about the position or contact information. The announced salary is too high. You can get acquainted with the distribution of wages in Finland depending on the type of occupation here. If an employee offers you too high a salary, regardless of your experience and knowledge of the language, you should treat such suspicious behavior. If you think you have taken advantage, please contact Ihmiskauppa. This is a Finnish authority that can provide you with safe housing, protection, medical services, recommendations from Finland. Find a job, open a bank account to receive your salary. Ask your employer or trade union for a copy of the collective agreement in your region. Make sure that the terms of your employment contract, for example, wages are not worse than those specified in the collective agreement. Always sign a written employment contract. Get a tax card. Learn more about the Finnish tax system. Join a union. Your union will help you in case of problems with the employer, and you will be able to join the unemployment insurance fund. You can find your union here. Get a residence permit based on employment instead of temporary protection. In case of problems at work, contact the Labor Protection Authority. Find a job. Open a bank account to receive your salary. Ask your employer or trade union for a copy of the collective agreement in your region. Make sure that the terms of your employment contract, for example, wages are not worse than those specified in the collective agreement. Always sign a written employment contract. Get a tax card. Learn more about the Finnish tax system. Join a union. Your union will help you in case of problems with the employer, and you will be able to join the unemployment insurance fund. You can find your union here. Get a residence permit based on employment instead of temporary protection. In case of problems at work, contact the Labor Protection Authority. Finnish National Employment Service. In fact, you can find open vacancies and plan the search, selection, and employment with a T-Toimisto employee. You will also find comprehensive information about training and internships and social support for the period of unemployment. Now, job search in Finland. If you are looking for a job in Finland, browse vacancies, make useful contacts, maintain your skills, and contact the employers you are interested in directly. It is also worth learning Finnish or Swedish. Work without knowledge of Finnish or English. Without knowing English or Finnish, you can find work mainly in agriculture, cleaning, or construction. Create networks and maintain your competence. Networks are useful in seeking employment. Recognize and utilize your own network. Teachers, fellow students, acquaintances, ex-colleagues, and supervisors may also be part of your network. Ask other people for tips on job hunting or help for writing your job application. Also consider whether there is a person in your own network who could tell you about employment opportunities or recommend you. Be active. Maintain your skills, follow the events and news of your own field, participate in further training and develop your previous competence. Maintain and expand your network. Even short employment or practical training can help you expand your network. Visit professional events of your own field, engage in voluntary work, or apply for mentoring activities. Bear in mind that voluntary work may affect your unemployment benefit. You can do voluntary work at organizations, for example. Usually, it is not possible to do voluntary work in companies. You should be paid if you work in a company. Read more about voluntary work on the Info Finland webpage. Voluntary work. Study Finnish. Once you can speak some Finnish, it is easier to find work and take care of your affairs in Finnish society. In some areas, it is important to speak Swedish. You can study Finnish and Swedish in various courses or independently on the internet. Utilize social media in job hunting. Social networking services such as Facebook and LinkedIn are good tools for seeking employment. Many employers also use Twitter as a communication channel. In these services, you can search for information on vacancies and build professional networks. You can receive important information on the operation of different organizations and topical matters in different fields or participate in discussions. Contact employers. You can contact interesting organizations directly and ask if they have vacancies. A large number of vacancies are hidden jobs. These vacancies are not advertised publicly. Employers look for employees through their own networks. You could call the employer directly or send an open job application by email. Many companies also offer online open job application forms on their websites. Apply for work through employment services. You can also seek employment through companies that offer employment services. The work may be short-term, but it can give you useful experience and expand your networks. You make a contract with the company, which sends you to work at another employer. You can also find permanent employment through a company like this. Employ yourself as a freelancer or an entrepreneur. Freelance work means that you work for several clients without permanent employment based on a contract. As a freelancer, you must take care of tax matters and pension payments yourself. You can invoice your work through an invoicing service without establishing your own company. This is called light entrepreneurship. You can also start your own business. Find out more about starting a business on the Info Finland webpage, Starting a Business in Finland. Bear in mind that working as a freelancer or an entrepreneur may affect your unemployment benefit. Register as a job seeker at the T office. If you and I have a job when you move to Finland, or if you become unemployed in Finland, you must register as a job seeker at the T office. You are entitled to unemployment benefit only if you have registered as a job seeker. The T office can assign you to become a client of the employment services in your municipality of residence. The T offices and municipal employment services provide job seekers with guidance on job seeking and information on vacancies and training opportunities intended for unemployed job seekers. Integration training. If you have only recently moved to Finland and need support for integration, you can get to integration training municipality through the T office or your municipality's employment services. The integration training can include Finnish language studies, other education, or work tryout. You can also seek training yourself. You must make an agreement municipality with the T office or your municipality's employment services regarding your training before starting it. Job application and curriculum vitae. Usually, when you apply for a job in Finland, you must send a job application and curriculum vitae to the employer. Write the application and CV in the same language that was used in the job advertisement. The purpose of a job application is to arouse the employer's interest so that they will invite you to an interview. Job advertisement. Before you write a job application, read the job advertisement carefully and think about the kinds of skills and competence the employer is looking for. Think of how your competence corresponds to the employer's wishes and requirements. You can also contact the employer and ask for more information if you have a question that the advertisement does not answer. Call the employer only when you want to ask something concrete about the job. Job application. Write a new application and update your curriculum vitae every time you apply for a new job. You can type the application into an email message or add it as an email attachment with the curriculum vitae. Always add attachments in the PDF format. You can often send the application a curriculum vitae through the employer's website. Sometimes the job application can be a video, a portfolio, or, for example, a web page. The purpose of a job application is to arouse the employer's interest so that they will invite you to an interview. The application is a reply to the job advertisement. Respond to the wishes and requirements that were mentioned in the job advertisement. Emphasize the things that are important for the task. Give concrete examples of your competence. Assure the employer that you are suitable for the task. A job application is usually a little under 1 page long. Ask someone to read and check your application. Curriculum vitae or CV. Curriculum vitae or CV includes your competence, work experience, and education in a dense and clear format. There are different curriculum vitae models. In a traditional curriculum vitae, you can list your competence chronologically. In a competence-based curriculum vitae, you can group your skills into different competence areas. The curriculum vitae can also be a video, portfolio, or web page. Explore different curriculum vitae models and build a curriculum vitae that suits you. A curriculum vitae is usually 1 to 2 pages long. Remember to revise your curriculum vitae for each new application. Starting a new job. Before you start a job, make sure that you have the right to do that work. Your residence permit may contain restrictions on the field of work you are entitled to do. An employer is also obliged to make sure that you have the right to work in Finland. If you have a residence permit, you can see your right to work on your residence permit card. If you do not have a residence permit or are not sure about your right to work, you can ask about it from the Finnish Immigration Service by email. Read the instructions on the Finnish Immigration Service website.